You are 6 months away from your dream body. In this video, I'm going to show you a short plan that literally takes 5 minutes to implement, and it allowed me to build my dream body in less than 2 years while actually still enjoying my life. And it was because of this. I've always been a skinny guy trying to bulk up, but I did so many mistakes and decisions which I regret. That's why I feel that I have decent advice, and no disrespect to anyone, but a lot of big guys that give this sort of advice on the internet have insane genetics and they've never gone through the actual problem. Once you're ready, you can get the exact workout program that I use to build my body, to go from this to this. Go click the link in the description once you're ready. All right, let's do this. Point zero, step zero, whatever you want to call it. What can you achieve? Because this is important. I want to start with this because most of you are going to write in the comments. I'm going to see some shitty comments there, but it's fine. What can you achieve? Depends on your genes, on your genetics. For most people, I believe that in 6 months they can get in shape, they can develop some muscle mass, and they can get leaner, and they can get the veins that all of you seems to want. And my advice is to stop thinking about how much time it will take, all right? And I really like this, the time will pass anyway. In other words, in a few years, you're probably gonna be in the same position. So why not have your dream body by then? All right, so start today and don't even think about what it takes. It doesn't really matter what it takes, because you, at the end of the day, you do it for yourself. Maybe you do it to attract some women or something, but at the end of the day, you still do it for yourself. So it doesn't really matter what it takes. It's for you. It's not for somebody else. Okay, let's start with the real stuff. Number one, mindset. Imagine an old man starting lifting. I want you to imagine. You can imagine that eventually he will make some gains. It's going to be slow, of course, because he's old, he doesn't have a lot of testosterone, and I'm not saying he's on steroids or something, just a natural old man, he's just starting to lift weights. He's going to make some gains eventually. If he keeps going, he eats the right way, he trains the right way, he gets plenty of sleep, he rests, he's going to make some gains. It's going to take a couple of years, but he's going to make some gains. He's going to make a transformation, right? You can imagine that. So some degree of gains are guaranteed for you. All right? If an old man can do it, but it's slower, you can still do it. It doesn't matter your genetics or anything. If you do the right thing and you do it for long enough, you're going to see some gains. The gains are guaranteed if you keep going and do the right thing. All right, let's go with the real stuff now. Diet. Let's talk about the diet, because I believe most of you struggle with the diet more than the training. So I'll start with this. First, you need to find your starting point. All right, and I have a couple of images here. Take your body weight in pounds and then multiply it by 14 and then multiply it by 16. After this, you're gonna have two numbers. You're gonna have a range. Eat within that range of calories for 1 week and analyze your weight. I want you to track your weight every morning after going to the bathroom and not drink or eat anything. Do that for a week and then see the trend of your weight. If your weight goes up, then the number of calories that you eat is probably a surplus, so you need to drop a little bit and experiment 1 more week. If your weight goes down, add a little bit more calories and experiment 1 week until your weight stays it's a bit steady, stays approximately the same. And if after that 1 week your weight it's still the same, kind of the same, then that number of calories is your maintenance, around that number. Next, you need to know what to do with that number, because that number is useless if you don't know what to do with it. Take a look at these pictures. We have 3 pictures right here. I like to call these the 2 extremes. So we have extreme number 1 here and extreme number 2 here. And we have the middle. Now, in extreme number 1, you don't have a lot of body fat. You're very skinny and you don't have a lot of body fat. You don't have a lot of muscle. You're simply very skinny. In extreme number 2, you don't have a lot of muscle. You're not that fat either, but you still have some belly fat, some chest fat, as you can see. You have overall fat, all right? Your goal is to get in the middle, all right? So what to do for every single picture right here. So remember, just to recap, now we have your range of calories. You have a number of calories that you know, okay, this is roughly my maintenance. How many calories I need to eat in order to not gain and not lose any fat. That's the recap. All right, so let's take them one by one. So for the picture number one, I want you to add 300 calories and eat that number every single day. So let's say your maintenance is 2000. You found out that your maintenance is 2000. Now you're gonna eat 2300 calories every single day until you get to this, roughly this body fat percentage. All right. Once you get to this, I just want you to not add calories, don't cut calories, eat that number. Okay. Now what happens if you eat this number of calories, you gain some weight, but then you still don't get to this point, but you're not gaining weight and body fat as well. So what I want to do in that situation, add a little bit more calories, maybe 100, maybe 200, until you reach this point. Once you reach this point, you just eat for maintenance. All right. For picture number two, eat between the range that we've calculated previously. So here, I want you to just eat between that range. At most, add 100 calories, at most. If you just want to say you're bulking or you're lean bulking, add 100 calories. You probably don't even can track 100 calories accurately, but if you still want to add a little bit more calories, you can do that. Add 100 calories, and slowly from there you're gonna build muscle. Now the most controversial, or picture number three, cut 300 calories. I know most people say cut 500, 700, 1000. Cut 300 calories at first. Eat that number until you no longer lose fat. Only then cut 100 to 300 more, and then repeat the process until you get in the middle. That's exactly how you do it. All right. So if you are in this situation right here in the left, you add 300 calories and you keep adding until you get to this point. If you find yourself in this situation, the right extreme, I want you to cut 300 calories and then keep cutting until you get to this point. The slower, the better. The reason you don't want to cut 500 or more calories from the start is because your metabolism will slow down if you cut too many calories at once. So we don't want to risk that. Start with 300, lose a bit of weight, then go a 500 deficit, then do more cardio, and you're gonna slowly lose the weight. Okay, let's talk about the training, because this is very important. In terms of training, you need to focus mainly on proper form, eccentrics, and training close to failure. Proper form means you want to execute the exercise in a way that you target the muscle that you want to target. So for example, if you do a chest exercise, but you feel more your shoulders than your chest, then you're probably not having a proper form, right? So check the form, look some videos or something, and fix that. Eccentrics means basically we have a couple of types of contraction. We have concentric, when you contract the muscle and it shortens, and eccentric, when the muscle still contracts because it's under load, but the muscle is lengthening under tension. So that's the eccentrics. You want to focus on the eccentrics. That will not only get you more gains. It's not going to only trigger more muscle mass, gaining more muscle mass, but also prevent more injuries for the tendons and things like that. So make sure you do that. And training close to failure, basically, if you have to do 10 reps and you can only do 9 reps, but you cannot finish the last one, you are to failure. All right, so close to failure. Once you are no longer sore, train harder, close to failure. All right, so if today you do 10 reps and next day or for the next days you are very sore. Next week you try this again and you're no longer sore. Then next time you do more reps or you add more weight, right? But the main principle here is progressive overload. This is why you give your body a reason to grow the muscles, because you do progressive overload. First, to do this, you need to track your lifts. I want you to track your exercises, the sets, the weights, the reps, and you can do this on a notebook, on a note app, or a lift app or training app or something. Now, you do this the first week, and the next week, I want you, for the dumbbells, to do 2 more reps with the same weight from the previous week, and for the machine and bars, add 2 kilograms and do the same reps from the previous week. The next important factor here is doing the best exercises, all right? And this is very important, and it's a dangerous place if you want to look for the best exercises on the Instagram. So don't look for the best exercises on the Instagram. There's a lot of bullshit there. So I'm gonna give you some examples here, some of the best exercises for each muscle. So for the chest, the best ones, dumbbell press. The flat dumbbell press is gonna allow you to go in a deep stretch, full range of motion. Incline dumbbell press, or any kind of incline press, to target the upper chest, the clavicular head of the chest. And then pec deck, because this is going to allow you to bring the muscles together, all right, and get a greater contraction. For the shoulders, we take a look at any lateral raises. The best one, I think, is a machine for the lateral raises. Then the next one is going to be the dumbbells lateral raises, and the last one is probably going to be with a cable. Then we take a look at reverse pec deck to target the rear delt, and then the shoulder press. We put this the last because when we train our chest, we're gonna activate a lot of our front shoulder, sorry. For the arms, we have overhead tricep extensions, cable push downs, skull crushers, and for the biceps, we have easy bar curls or straight bar curls and incline dumbbell curls. You can also play around with the cables with the biceps. And then for the back, we take a look at the pull-ups, best exercise. If you cannot do pull-ups yet, you start with pull-down machine and do negative pull-ups. You jump on the way up and then use your muscles to lower. And then you want to do wide rows to the chest. This is going to target the rhomboids and the trapezius, and that's what we want in order to get a thicker back. We do the pull-ups to get the wider back, and we do the rows, but we want to do in this way. Most of you do the rows wrong. So you do your rows thinking that you're building a thicker back, but what you do instead, you're still training your lats for the width. So what you do when you do your rows, you grab the shitty thing, V-bar or something, which is narrow, and you pull it to your belly. When you pull it to your belly, you're going to target your lats. If you want to target the thickness, the trapezius and the rhomboids, you want to do a wider, so from here, you want to do a wider grip, and you want to pull it to your chest, not to your belly, to your chest. All right, try that and you're gonna see an insane difference. And then we can also do lat prayers just to finish up and to target some of these muscles that you can see here. For the legs, squats, presses, things like that, stiff legs, deadlifts, leg curls, also hack squats and any kind of machines if you have access to. Now, this was the video. Once you're ready, get the workout program that I used to build my body and got my physique, went from this to this. Click the link in the description once you're ready.